When you have control over yourself, then you can have control over the interactions as well. But if you don't have control over yourself, you cannot control the interactions either. And I know it gets a little controversial, but if you have full control over yourself, you can also control the other person. And that is the key. If you want to get your ex back, you gotta have control over yourself first. And that is what I work with you in the program Ex Back Master Plan. If you want to get your ex back, watch this video, because in this video I'm going to give you the #1 secret to getting your ex back. You might have watched a lot of videos, but this one is different. I'm gonna give you like a crash course, like a small mini course, so you can get your ex back. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel. My name is Ben Baker, and I'm going to help you get your ex back. Now, if you ask me what is the #1 secret to getting an ex back, and I tell you, the answer is control. The same way we have different types of people. For example, some guys are shorter, some guys are taller, some guys have hair, some guys are bald, some guys have blue eyes, some have brown eyes, some have black eyes. Some guys have better control over themselves, and some guys don't. When I work with my clients, some of them, when we get on coaching calls, they're cool, they relax, we talk about the strategy, we talk about texting, they show me the conversation they had, and we basically play the game like a game of chess, what to do next to get closer. So that's the angle we work. Sometimes I talk to guys, and most of the time on the coaching call, we spend on the guy crying because he misses his ex. Now, guys who have the biggest chance of getting their ex back is usually guys who have control over their emotions. Basically, they see that this thing as long-term. I know how to manipulate that and how to increase your control so you have more control over yourself, but I don't know why some people naturally have it more, some people have it less. I try to study this, but really, it's exactly the same way some people are taller and shorter. It's just like genetics. Some people have higher tolerance for pain, some people have less tolerance. When we do, for example, the ice bucket exercise, like we put both arms up to here in the ice bucket and both legs as well up to knee. Some guys cannot do it more than a few seconds. Some guys cannot even start, and some guys can stay there for half an hour. And if you want to get your ex back, you gotta understand that a lot of your results depend on how well you can control yourself. So if you want to get your ex back and you have so much emotions you cannot control yourself, then your chances of getting your ex back is lower, and you should spend a lot of time trying to learn how to manage your emotions. Because when you manage your emotions, then you can manage what you do, because it always starts with your thoughts, your emotions, and then what you do. Imagine you're a guy who's so emotional you cannot even control yourself. Then you start to do things that are bad for your relationship. For example, you text too much, or you react to her. But if you have control of your emotions, when she triggers you, you don't put yourself in a worse situation. So if you want to get your ex back, that is one of the most important things that you need to remember. Emotional control. Now, how can you manipulate that? How can you manipulate yourself, so your subconscious, so you have more control? It's basically where my program comes in, because a lot of my program is about learning how to manage your emotions. The ice bucket examples that I told you, for example, you put your arm in the ice, every cell of your body says pull out, pull out. And it's just a signal, it's a pain signal, which is like the same pain signal that you're receiving right now, that you miss your ex so much and you want to do something so badly. You want to text, you want to call, you want to go drink maybe. You miss your ex so much. It's like these signals these are signals these are things that you feel. And then we do the ice bucket, and then you realize if you just ignore the pain, nothing happens. I was under ice up to here a few times, more than 25 minutes, like in a pool, big blocks of ice up to here. It's so painful, it burns. But then you realize I can do this 1 second at a time. And you stay and you realize, wow, I stayed in water for 25 minutes in the cold water. Something that I never thought is possible. Now, how is it important in your relationship and your ex? See, when you're going through this breakup, you have done something in the relationship that your ex has lost trust in you. and they don't believe you're going to change. And you're going to need some time to prove to them that you've actually changed. And if you don't have control over your emotions, if you want to react over these signals that come your way, it will be very difficult for you to show this new persona and the new you that we're going to build together in the program. And then your ex is going to trigger you before coming back, and you're going to fall apart again. It happens so many times. I work with guys, they start doing things that I show them. We get on the coaching calls, we talk to each other, and what happens, the ex texts them, or they get into a conversation, and she triggers, but because the guy is not ready, he jumps. Like she attacks, she says, oh, me and you will never be back together, I'm just talking to you as friends. And the guy gets too emotional and jump. Instead of saying, oh, okay, you know what, cool, it's no problem. Actually, he should say first, hey, you know what, we're just talking as friends. But because it's so tense, he doesn't want to risk, oh, if I tell her we're friends, what if she friends on me as well and we never have anything? See, this is because of not having control over emotions. What if I lose her? I panic and stress, then he fast forward, what if I lose her? And because of that, he does something that is not good. As in another scenario, let's say the guy has full control over his emotions and do the text messages that I show and get in touch with the ex. Ex says, hey, you know what, I'm busy this week, maybe I see you next week. All right, if the guy is emotional, jump. Oh, next week, fuck you, who are you to talk to me like that? I don't even want to see you. Or what do you mean next week? Are you seeing somebody else? Or did you start a new relationship? What is going on? You don't want to see me? See, any emotional reaction is gonna work against you. But if the guy is cool, which says next week, then first of all, he doesn't ask her out directly. I have a setup, I call it 3-step close. We use that to ask the girl out. I show you in my program. If you want to get it, make sure you download the book in the description. I explain it in the book as well. But anyway, the guy asks her out indirectly. If she says, hey, I'm not feeling it, then the dude has emotions in control. And he looks at this thing as a long-term game. It's not a quick thing that I do right now. Oh, she just say yes now, it means she doesn't ever want to say no to me, right? So he doesn't see it that way. He sees it as, okay, cool, she's talking to me, and we have a lot of strategies and techniques and comebacks for these. So the dude knows what's up. The dude has control over himself. When you have control over yourself, then you can have control over the interactions as well. But if you don't have control over yourself, you cannot control the interactions either. And I know it gets a little controversial, but if you have full control over yourself, you can also control the other person. And that is the key. If you want to get your ex back, you gotta have control over yourself first. And that is what I work with you in the program, Ex-Pack Master Plan. So if you don't know what the program is like, first of all, read the book. In the book, I show you the state control system and all the 4 steps of the blueprint. Preparation, take it into control, take it out of control, engage and transition to the new relationship. So watch it and see how we do that, because you're no longer slave to these emotions. You no longer need to go to YouTube and watch 200 hours videos of Ex-Pack. That's why people drink, that's why people do drugs, and that's because they want to shut down these emotions. And that's why your ex got turned off, because she saw emotional weakness, she saw reactiveness, she saw something in you that turned her off. And it's always some negative emotions: anger, sadness, jealousy, neediness, resentment, reactiveness, emotional weakness. You see why control is the most important thing? And that's one of the things that nobody teaches at school. You know, they teach us everything except the important things that come handy and practical in life. You gotta know how to think about your ex if you want to get your ex back. What do you do if you have these thoughts about your ex? Where is she? What is she doing? Who is she with? You need to be able to control those thoughts, because if you don't control those thoughts, what your mind does continuously trigger those thoughts and give you those thoughts. What are you gonna do if your mind is just pumping? If your mind is just pumping those thoughts, what are you gonna do? Just sitting there, react, run like a chicken without a head? You gotta control those things. Control is the most important thing, and it's one of the most valuable skills that you will learn in your life. If people knew how to control themselves, there wouldn't be drugs, there wouldn't be alcohol, there wouldn't be smoking, there wouldn't be bad breakups, there wouldn't be anger, sadness, jealousy, neediness, and all of those bad stuff. And it's a great skill to learn. And if you want to learn that, if you want to get your ex back, don't waste your time by hiding in no contact. Don't waste your time by learning, okay, I watched that $47 product and now I know what I'm gonna do. Don't waste your time with paying hourly sessions to these coaches that charge you $500 an hour, $1,000 per hour. Learn with a proper system. Use my system, try it out. If I have time, only if I have time I can work with you. This is not something you can just go watch and do it yourself. We have to work on it together. And usually I give you 6 weeks, because you need long time to make this, to really dial in, make it work. It's not gonna happen in 1 hour session. Let me just put it that way. This is something that you really need to invest your time and energy, and it's affordable. That's why if it's open to sign up, to register, sign up, because I don't have enough time to work with everybody. You know, I'm just only one person. I don't have 200 coaches, but I teach you control. And control is what takes you to the other side and gets you what you want. So, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I'm gonna upload a lot of videos about you getting your ex back, about confidence, about success, about relationships and dating. And if you find this video useful, hit the like button and go ahead, download a free copy of X-Pac Secrets from the description. And don't worry, I'm going to help you get your ex back. This is Ben. See you in the next video.